All right, and we are back with another In the Huddle with Gmac. After a week off because of a Jewish holiday last week, all the games were played on Thursday. This week, we bring in the gentleman from Kingston, Coach Dave Hajba, and captains Troy Hajba and Isaiah Thomas. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How's everybody's season going so far?
It's going.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys opened up in Cardinal Spellman in the Bronx. Is that a normal opponent?
Never been down there.
Never been down there. So how was that experience traveling to the Bronx? Playing, was it a little bit different than playing Section 9?
Traffic was bad getting there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Did you like plan accordingly? Was it like, hey, we'll go 3 hours early instead of 2 or whatever?
Yeah, we got down there pretty early.
Yeah, what time
Got a place to park.
Oh, really? They don't have like a place there to
no,
park?
no.
They just dropped us off on the side of the road.
Really?
Walking to the stadium.
Yeah, and how was the stadium down there? Like just
It was all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
It was
turf.
basic, yeah, turf.
turf?
There are buildings everywhere around.
Week 0 was a hot day though. So
It was.
was it as an actual school though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's like a private school.
We were in their gym.
Is that was your locker? Like your
Yeah.
locker room was their gym? So I mean, you start off good there, which was a win. What was it was what like 20?
27-2.
Yeah. What was the 2? Obviously it's a safety, but
Snapped over his head.
on a punt.
Yeah.
Now, just recently you've had that happen again, right?
Yep.
So what are we doing to combat these?
We're gripping the ball tight. We're and we got a tall kid back there, and he's just
Airmailing it?
right over his head. When the game's on the line, the last second, over his head.
So, I mean, last year there was kind of a resurgence of Kingston, right? Like, it'd been a while since you had a winning record or over 500.
Yep.
And last year was kind of resurgence. So, what was, like, your guys' mentality coming into – you're both seniors, right?
Yeah.
Your senior year, was there, like, some hype about, like, hey, we're back?
100%. Yeah, it was just a little weird in the offseason because our starting quarterback had to have surgery on his throwing arm, so we were a little unsure of who our quarterback was going to be, but we knew our skill guys were going to be top tier. So,
and then the line is pretty much all intact from last year?
we lost a few guys.
We lost a few big guys, but
Lost the tackles.
Yeah.
You lost the 2 tackles, but the center of your line's the
Yeah.
same for the most
Yeah,
part?
the center and guards were the same, and like I said, these guys are 4-year players, and the other guys are 3rd year.
Right.
So they got experience.
So right now you guys are sitting at 1-2, right?
Mhm.
You take the Warwick game. I mean, that's just impossible to deal with. You're going through rain delays of a couple hours. You're sitting there. You're on the road. You don't know if you're playing. Are you? You're not. You're then lightning. Then you're stopped again. So like you wash that one away.
No.
You win at Cardinal Spellman. Last week you have a 13-0 lead at some point. That slips away from you.
No.
How do you guys rebound? Like now, like what's the week of practice been like? How have you been rebounding?
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, like we had a really long week in practice. We played on Thursday, and now we have a Saturday game. So, coach gave us a lot of time to get our bodies physically right, and then Monday we came in and got mentally right. And as the week went on, we started clashing a little bit and found a group in practice.
It gives us plenty of time to look at the film
Yeah.
and to come up with a plan of what we're gonna
Try to
do.
correct things
Correct, and then move forward
and implement.
That game's over. So
Well, yeah, you get one day to look at it, and then
Yeah. But now we got time. You got extra time to get ready for Saturday.
now, do you guys find like sometimes you're out here, you're like, hey, we're going to be a passing team, and then you get a couple games in, and you're like, well, maybe we're a better running team, or are you starting to find that like you're finding your groove a little bit? Maybe you thought you were this, and now you're finding out you're more of that.
I thought we could definitely be a fast running team, but we've been on grass and we've been on wet grass. So we have a new quarterback this year where I think we can definitely throw more, but he's young. So we're helping him get through it.
Right.
And I think as the season goes along, we're definitely going to be throwing a lot more. He's got the potential, and we need to run or to throw to open up the running game. So,
Yeah, I mean, if you're strictly a running game, they're going to stack the box on you, and they're just going to come downhill, and that's going to be it. So you got to get it over their head. So you have your quarterback from last year. What had to change positions because he had surgery, right?
Yes.
well, listen, he was a running back. Before
That
he was a
you just made him a right, and he's
and
back, right?
we,
Yes.
the Wildcatter did this, did that.
We
So
got
now
packages.
he can run the ball and he's strictly running the ball, and that's where
And it opens up your, now you have a quarterback that can be a quarterback
right, and he's not going to run the ball if we don't
if he
don't
doesn't
want
need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So early in the year, you thought you guys were going to be more of a what's your style of offense?
I think we knew who we were going to be because that's who we were last year. Our offense was the same minus the tackles, and we added a sophomore back who's a stud. He had a 75-yard touchdown against Washingtonville. So
He's a 10th grader.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's a
fast.
stud, yeah.
He's fast.
And he's a running back.
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays wingback.
Now, do you guys what's your base offense? Is it like a spread or is it like a pistol? What do you guys run out of?
I'd say pistol. I think
Yep.
it's our main set, and then we go into regular gun, and we get under center a little bit too when times needed. So
Yeah, but is it like spread or are you guys usually in a spread like jet sweeps and
Yeah,
or
we
you're
do like
more
the jet sweeps. We're not
or you're more
full
like with
line.
wings and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
we got wings.
A lot of motion, a lot of
We got
counters.
a lot of stuff that we're doing, so we're constantly adding and seeing what works.
fine tuning too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point in the season, like that's kind of my point. Like
Yeah.
week 1, hey, it worked. Week 2, you can't really
Every
judge.
week
Week
you put
3,
in more
right?
stuff.
You're trying to gain and you're trying to find your identity
Right.
at this point still, right?
And then you got to also, depending on what school you're going against, hey, what are they going to try to stop you?
Right.
What can we do?
And then
against
how
them?
do we counteract their
Yeah.
their strengths?
Right.
So this week you head into Middletown, right?
Yeah.
And Middletown just coming off a big win over Port Jervis,
Yeah.
and they have a pretty stout front seven, really.
The line is big.
Yeah.
Big kids.
So what's your guys' game plan? I mean, like, what are you doing, Troy, as a lineman to prepare yourself for that battle this weekend?
Yeah, we just got to get tough and keep driving. Yeah.
And he's going both ways.
Yeah.
Both these guys are going both ways.
Right.
So he needs to work on his stamina. And both these guys all week.
Yeah.
He's a pulling guard and a
DN.
DN. And you're on the defense linebacker and run the ball.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's your roster size like this year?
35.
Yeah. 35, 36.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's probably like 16 that really play? 17?
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of guys going.
Where there's like the drop off. Now, but you still have a JV team?
Yeah.
Okay, so
We
you
got
still have
big
full
numbers
JV.
there.
Yeah,
Modifies
and-
big numbers.
And modified's huge numbers.
Yeah.
They had a good win.
Yeah.
So there is
Oh,
a lot of people in the program
Yep.
that you can pull through.
Yep.
But that's the thing. You get to 30 numbers and people are like, well, you got 30. But the starters to the backups, there's sometimes there's a big drop off.
And that's a bad problem.
Right. But how many underclassmen do you have? Like 10th, just couple 10th graders?
To
Or?
be honest, it's on a starting offense. It's our quarterback and Sanais, the slot back receiver.
So you have two starters that are sophomores.
And we have other 10th graders on the team.
Yeah.
But there's also potential 10th graders that could be playing that's down in JV that we're going to keep in there. So they're actually playing and not coming up and just watching.
Right.
There's
right,
nothing worse than just coming up and they're doing nothing.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a work in progress.
yeah.
So you're sitting at 1-2, but you guys haven't played a league game yet.
No,
Nope.
sir.
And your first league game is against Middletown.
Yeah.
So, and it's on the road.
We're always
Beautiful.
on the road. We're all,
No,
we're
and
on the road
and
the whole year.
right, and I didn't mean, I forgot to
Yeah.
say that in the opening. With Deeds Stadium being closed,
No.
your quote unquote home games are at Rondell, and you don't. It's only a hand 3.
We got 3 home games.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's Cornwall, Monroe Woodbury, and Newburgh. So
Yeah, the 3 toughest teams to play on your schedule for the most part.
Right. Yeah.
And it's really not a home site.
Nope.
Have you guys even gone out there and practiced?
No, sir.
No.
Right.
We won't go there until the day comes.
Till the day of the game.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like there's
If
no
they have
home
their
field
own programs,
advantage.
There's
Right.
nothing. There's
Right.
nothing.
So how are you guys dealing with it? Well, no, you practice at the high school, right? You guys got that new 40-yard field or
Right.
whatever.
So we practice at the high school.
80.
Yeah.
80-yard field.
80-yard field.
Which-
Good size.
It's good, but it's not like practicing in a full field.
Yeah, we
Right.
run into spacing issues
There's
consistently.
always spacing issues.
Yeah. Now, does the JV practice there at the same time?
No.
They practice.
They did the camp there, and now they're at Miller. They have their own field,
Okay.
grass field.
Okay.
So they get the full size. Modified's there.
Yeah. That was what was
Yeah.
confusing because if you're sharing an 80-yard field with a whole
It
nother
would
team,
be
it would be
trash.
too much, right?
Yeah.
And that's turf there where you
Yeah.
guys are?
Yeah.
We got
The
some.
practice.
It's beautiful and it's convenient. It's right outside.
Well, it's right at the
Yeah,
school.
right. We leave
Where
class and
years
go to
in the
practice.
years past, you had to go to Dietz to practice.
Right, and the problem is that if they stay ninth, instead of practice starting at 3:15, we're waiting for kids to show up. They're taking the
Right.
late bus,
Yeah.
and it's close to 4.
Right.
And so when it's at the high school,
It's convenient.
Yeah.
there's no excuse why you're not there at 3:15.
Right. So this year, you got Middletown in Middletown. It's calling for rain-ish this weekend,
Story of our life.
which you guys, the last opening day was 90 and then rain right through. What's the biggest challenge really going down there this week?
We're gonna practice, with some wet balls. Probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's go through.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we just gotta get to it.
And
Yeah.
I mean, the trenches win, we win. I mean, win the turnover battle. do all that
Turnover
stuff.
battle is huge.
Do you guys feel like a lot of this, like obviously you always give credit to your opponent. They did the game.
But
do you
the
feel
same
like-
field as us?
Right. Do you feel a lot of this stuff that's happening currently is self-inflicted?
Yeah, I mean, when we give up 2 special team touchdowns, that's on us.
And then
You
a bunch
know?
of flags.
Sometimes we get a good drive going, and we'll get a personal foul, or we'll get a holding, and it just
And it kills
He
them.
killed.
Breaks right
That's
on.
10 yards holding.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the numbers that we did at Washingtonville before the 2 special team touchdowns, we did pretty
We were
well.
playing good game.
You guys were dominating the
Yeah.
stats, and then
Yeah.
just boom,
Yeah.
that flipped it.
Yep.
That was the
Yeah,
flip
it
of the
was
game.
just
Probably
killed
never
us.
turn.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, especially you're coming off of a kickoff. I mean, you're coming off of a touchdown.
Yep.
You're on this high. You kick
Yep.
it off,
Kick it
and
right
the,
off.
and the
Boom.
air
There it
just
goes.
comes out of the balloon
Comes right out.
because the guy runs it back.
And it happens twice.
Right. So looking forward, you're at Middletown, then you're home against Cornwall, which is a probably top 10 team in the
Yep.
state.
Yep.
Then you're at Valley Central. Now that's another league game, right?
Yes, sir.
So like that's got to be one you circle.
Gotta
Like
get
those
that.
league games you got to get.
get these games. We gotta get 2 wins in our league.
And then you're home against Monroe Woodbury,
Yep.
and then home against Newburgh,
Yep.
and then away at Pine Bush.
Yep.
Yes.
So they're the big ones. Pine Bush. So who else is in your league exactly? Because it's Double A. What's it? North and South, or
Nah, it's
Just
all
one.
one now.
it's all one?
So it's Newburgh, Monroe, Middletown, us, Pine Bush, and Valley Central. They just
Right.
got added last
Right.
season.
Okay.
Valley Central got
4
it.
teams make the playoffs.
So 2 got to sit.
Okay.
Right.
So 4 out of the 6 make it. The
Right.
bostom 2 sit. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's Minnesink must be A then?
They're A.
Yeah,
with
they're
Just
Warwick-
single A?
With Warwick, Washingtonville, Goshen, and all those guys.
And Cornwall,
Oh,
Lords.
Yeah. Lords is
Yeah.
up there, yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I remember last year I came down and I watched the Lords game, and I mean that they were good, and I mean
They
they
run the ball hard.
yeah, and
It's
they
a big
lost
line.
in the semifinal
Yes.
to
Right.
the eventual state champions, I believe,
Where's the Somers?
Somers.
Somers.
Yeah.
Somers.
And Somers played, I think, Newburgh, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And Newburgh lost.
Right,
They're
so-
different divisions, I think, right?
No. Newburgh played Bennett and
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
In the double.
but yeah. So needless to say, I mean,
Yeah.
what was you guys both played in that game? What was that for?
Lords game?
Yeah, the Lords game. So what was that experience like? Like a lot of people think, like, hey, they're a Class A school, they're a private school, but Lords is no joke. Like
No,
they're
no
pretty
joke.
stacked, and they do what they do very well.
Yeah, they do.
And so, what was like your experience like that? Because when I pulled up to that game, it looked like it was a Lords home game. They were tailgating in the parking lot. I'm
a
like,
lot of the Kingston players are going to Lords.
oh, do they?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. No, we lost a couple kids to Lords. Sure. They hate to say that, but yeah, we did.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why they have to play up.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they're
why
not
they come
truly a
here, they
Class
come to
A.
Kingston, it's like a home game.
Right. It's not truly a Class A, but because they can recruit, quote unquote, recruit. Yeah.
Right.
So what was your experience like playing when you're a home team? That was your guys were packed. I don't know what it was, the student section, but
Yeah.
Lords is did that prepare you? Like,
Yeah.
because you guys after that game, you guys started rolling, and
Well,
that's why I'm asking you a question.
Before we even played that game, we were down at Lords watching when they played New Paltz, just see what they're going to do.
All the guys.
The whole team
the whole
was there.
squad was
The
there.
staff was there.
Mhm.
We wanted to really see and get ready for it, and we thought we were ready for that game. And they run off the tackles hard.
And I mean, there's a few. Yeah, there was a few like it shouldn't have been. I'm not saying we should have won, but
Right.
I got caught on a touchdown I should have scored on. Another guy got caught on a touchdown he should have scored on. Refs, I don't know.
A play here,
Yes.
a play there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a lot. And the reason I asked you that, and it wasn't for any reason like set you up, but the idea was to watch a team like that is different than when you're in the trenches against a team like that. Like you can think you're prepared until you hit that. But from that point on, I watched you guys go on these runs where you started winning.
Yeah.
And it kind of, do you feel that this schedule, and it comes back to this question right now, do you feel that running this gamut with Cornwall, Monroe, and Newburgh sets you up to be ready for a playoff run? Should you guys hold serve and make it?
You got to hope so. If we can just get in there, and see what I'm sure it'd be like Middletown or Monroe.
Yeah.
And you got to go through our schedule. We should be prepared.
Right.
And
It's tough.
And if we went on Saturday and then we beat VC and Pine Bush, we'll end up getting a home playoff game.
Right.
So
that'll
Yeah.
exactly. And that'll most likely be against Middletown or Monroe. So
Yeah. So that when I was waiting and preparing for you guys to come in here, I'm like, let's see. They go to the Bronx, then they get Warwick in the rain. Now you're at Washingtonville, and then I looked at down the line. I'm like, Middletown, tough team. Cornwall, top 10 in the state. VC, Valley Central's, from year to year it depends.
Yeah.
Monroe Woodbury's always a tough team.
Yep.
Newburgh, they've been in a state championship in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? And Pine Bush.
Yep.
So I looked at that and I'm like, man, they got a real tough schedule.
Sure.
But should you guys go out there and hold serve and make your way into playoffs, that type of schedule should make you battle tested for a playoff
one or two off.
Right.
Hopefully we can get one of those two.
Right.
If you get one of those big games, it changes everything.
Well, yeah, football's a momentum sport.
Oh my goodness.
And when you have positive momentum,
Yeah.
things tend to start rolling a little
Sure.
bit. So, not looking past this week, but is there any games you guys got circled on your calendars that you can't wait to play? I know Kingston Newburgh's a big thing, but other than that, is there any team you're looking forward to playing?
I mean, to be honest, this Saturday, I think it's a big game for us. And then obviously, I always love playing against Pine Bush. There's something about them. Every year I play good against them.
You've had good games against them.
And the guys
right down to the minute.
Yeah, all the guys play good games against them, and even from Modified, I remember being out there in the rain as an 8th grader, and I was like, "Yo, this is amazing."
So the Bushman, the Pine Bush, and that's at Pine Bush, right? Now, are they a grass field?
They are.
Oh well, it's going to rain that day. Whatever day that is, it'll rain.
I think they got turf.
Oh, did they get a new field?
I'm not sure.
We might have got a turf field.
Either way, we'll be at Valley Central. It'll be grass.
Yeah.
It'll rain
Yeah.
too.
Well, we done been there the last 2 years.
And that's weird
2 years in a
too.
row.
We've been to Warwick 2 years in a row, Washingtonville 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Who else?
Newburgh for the last. This is the first year in 3 years of my life where we didn't go to them.
Yeah.
I don't know how the
How-
schedule
yeah,
do that.
And if you're playing the same
Pine
teams
Bush,
every year,
we're
it should be
always playing Pine
alternating.
Bush on the road.
Yeah,
It's
Right.
especially in the league. That's
Right.
not only fair.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But.
So you guys being seniors, you're both captains. How do you rally your teammates after the last setback? Right, you guys are leading that game. You got to come back. What do you guys do this week? Saying as captains.
This week I feel like we had a great week in practice so far, and I think the guys are on board to go. We've had everybody at film. We record our own practice and then study it the next day. I think the guys are on board for what's going to happen on Saturday.
How about you, Troy?
We got to just rally up. It's a major game Saturday. We got to win it to get a home field advantage. So, yeah.
So, and that's the thing. You have the skill guys and you have the line guys. So the mentality difference is completely different, right? You're like, yo, guys, hey, listen, we got to block it up. We got to man up. And you're like, hey, we got to protect the ball. We got to do these things.
Exactly.
Now, do you feel like your voices are heard through the team? Like being a captain, do you think people Do you think you guys lead by example and people follow you, or do you think like you guys got to clean up a little bit of, some of the finer issues?
You guys say no, and we get the wrong guys. I'm just saying.
I'd say the guys definitely try to do what they're being told of. I mean, still high schoolers. Though,
do you take the sophomores and put them under your wing there?
I do. My quarterback's my best friend on the field. I'm a good kid.
Yeah. And how about you, Troy? Like your dad was saying when you guys started, your line has been there for 4 years, and one guy was for 3. So, like, you look to your left and your right. You've been playing with these guys.
Yeah, we know what we got. We just gotta keep going. Like me and my center, we've been there for like 4 years. We know what we're gonna do. So like, there's major chemistry there.
Right. So how does it communicate between the line and the skills?
I feel like I know what they're capable of, and they know what they're capable of. Because there's been games where I've rushed for 200 yards, and I'm like, all right, we're going out. Like, we're going to eat. Like, and then like the first week against Cardinal Spellman, we couldn't get the run game going. I popped off 2 screens. These dudes out in front of me, and it was just like they know what they're capable of, and I think that when they regain that confidence, they're unstoppable.
So what do you guys as a collective unit here think stalled that out? Do you think it's been the weather that you're just not? Is it a timing thing? Like, because a lot of these offenses. No, I understand, but like a lot of offenses, timing matters. Yeah. Like if you're pulling, if you're running a jet sweep, if it screens,
sure. If
you're not out where you're supposed to be. Do you feel like that's something you guys got to build on? Is like getting your timing back?
Yeah, we got to stop making a mistake that are drive killers, a hold, a stupid penalty. Because we've had, even last week, great drive all the way down to the 10. And then we get a holding call, and it comes back. Now it's 1st and 20.
Right.
And that's a lot to come back from. And we're not super confident to kick field goals. So now we're, at that point, you got to just go for it. And it just doesn't always work out.
That's tough. It's tough.
But we almost used up the whole first quarter going all the way down the field. Nice drives, going here, going there. Everything's working. One hold. Everything stops. Yeah. That whole drive, you're like, we did all that, got nothing. And you got to rally back from that.
So you and I have coached on another team years ago together.
Yeah.
And it was a mentality that when things didn't go right, the sky was falling. Do you feel
takes on water fast?
Right. Do you feel like that's happening at times?
You know what? Sometimes it just matters. It's just keeping the kids up. They're you don't want one little thing just go. It just sinks the ship so fast. You can be just down by a point, and you have to keep the morale up, and
Right, like it's not over.
Yeah, it's not over. It's still the first quarter. It's the first half. Relaxed.
So, do you guys feel that? Do you feel that like during a game? Like, have you felt that? Like, hey, what's going on here? It's one score. Where this happens.
100%. Yeah, I find myself running up and down the sideline screaming a lot. So,
so how do you do it? Like, I mean, like coaches coach, right? And then it's up to the players to play. How do you guys try to motivate your team? Like, hey, it's one score.
I mean, try to make big plays, obviously, to get them back around. Because that happened against Washingtonville. We had
one big hit changes the whole game.
Yeah, definitely. And then we had that sophomore pop that run, and we're like, oh yeah, we got life. We're up now. We got life. Everyone's going nuts. And then
it changed on a dime like that.
But then we kick
one big play.
Kick it,
kids are excited,
and the dude catches it and takes it back to the house. So it's like
right, just as quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this is more a question for you, Dave, because of our age and our time frame.
Boy.
Do you think some of this, because it's not just you guys, it happens at every school I watch. Like it happens up here. Yeah. I've seen it at every school we've played. Do you think it's something with the kids and their society today with the phones and their like they live second to second. There's no instant gratification. Right.
It's not exciting.
Right.
I don't know.
Like,
I've never seen how you could be so high and then you're down and then boom, you're high again. It's just
Right.
Down. It's
Like when we played, you could be down 14, but you were still in
I'm
it.
still in it. I'm ready to go.
Right, and that's what I'm noticing. It only just hit me just talking to you guys just
Yeah.
now. Like when you said, "Oh my God, we were up."
Yep.
He made a run. We got life again. What
Yeah.
do you mean? You always had it. You were only you were in a game.
And it's just the third quarter. It's like, we got a lot more game to go here.
Right.
And yeah.
It makes you wonder, right? Because now, like when you start looking at it, you could probably look back at film and go, "Oh,
it's the worst looking back at film."
now." So you guys tape your practices, you said, right?
Every practice.
So do you watch a lot of like body language and how people act and react?
We watch everything.
Yeah,
Everything. Everything.
Now, I know you've told me this last year when we were on the show. How do you guys respond when you tape your practice? Like, when you watch yourselves, do you fix it immediately?
They're not just watching their practice before they get a chance to watch it at school, because they can watch it at home on their phone. When they leave practice, the film's already on their phones. They get it that quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
So
as soon as you leave practice, it'll be on their phones.
Yeah.
But by the time they get to ninth period, we'll get a chance to review it, put our comments in, and then, hey, why did that happen? Can you do this? Can you do that?
Exactly.
At ninth period before the following practice.
So I get to school first period. I'm in the library. Log in on the computer, and all the coaches' notes are just posted.
Yeah.
So I click through them myself, obviously, because I want to know now.
Right.
And then we get to ninth period, and coach will personally, Isaiah, you have to do this better. You have to do this better. Blah blah blah.
Right. You missed this block.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, hey, don't shade him inside, shade him outside. Whatever.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And I think it's beneficial for us because it's like now we have another chance to go back out on the field right after film and get it right now, so that it's not an issue in game time.
And here's another thing: if you're dogging it in a practice, you're being lazy. It's there. It's on film. You want to know why you're not playing? It's right there.
Well, and that's one thing I commend Kingston on having and doing. Like, you have the ability to, obviously, and you do it. But on every level of football from here on out, if you're going to play, it's going to be on film and it's going to show. Do you either one of you guys have any plans on going to college and playing football or anything like that?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Have you looked at any schools at all yet?
Yeah, I have. I have a few places I'm interested in going to.
What schools would they be?
Utica, Hartwick, and Lock Haven in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So those are like my three. I'm still trying to decide and get everything put together.
Well, yeah, and listen, New York has a very good Division III program. They're some of the best Division III programs, football programs, are all in New York. Cortland, Ithaca, Utica, Brockport. There's a lot of good ones. And Troy, do you have any? You done after this, or
Not
what are you
sure
doing?
yet.
You're not sure yet. You're
See what happens.
rolling the dice.
Yeah, he's rolling. Like we do in practice, roll the dice.
Yeah, listen, that's the thing. It's this, beyond football. What do you guys have any idea what you want to do with yourselves after high school?
Yeah, I'd love to hear this.
Do you, Isaiah?
Yeah, I do. So I'm really into fitness and the human body and stuff. So I want to go off to college, study the human body, and hopefully open up a gym and get my massage therapy degree and work them out and then massage them. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's not like just chicks in the gym, right?
no, I know.
Getting some old guys like us in there.
Yeah, some old dude going, my hamstring. And you don't really know, Troy. You're not sure yet.
Yeah, I really don't know yet. I gotta start thinking now because this is it right here.
Yeah, listen. When you're young, here's the thing. Here'd be the only advice I could give you from a guy. Well, listen, I don't know what I want to do. I'm almost ready to retire from my career, and I don't know what I want to do. Right? You think 25's old? It's not. When you're 17, 18, you think 25's old? It's not old. You got time to figure it out. Find out who you are. Find out what you want to do, and then by 30, if you work 30 years, you're only 60, and you can still have a retirement. You know what I mean? So, don't stop. Just be like, hey, I'm just going to do this now. Figure it out. You got time. You got time, but just don't let time pass you either.
Don't do nothing.
Yeah, don't not do anything either. How much do you think your lifting program has helped your football team?
I think it's amazing. I think that it's very structured around kids' work schedules. So everyone gets there from work at around 5, and then we go an hour 15 in the weight room, and then we're out in the field, running plays in July and June.
Yeah, it's full year.
I think it's very
We're in the
beneficial
weight
to
room
us.
every day from January to June.
Yeah, we got
every day.
How many guys we got benching over 315? You,
Me.
Fetty. We got a lot of and Mason,
Mason's
Mason,
close.
yeah. We got
So-
some guys. Yeah.
So you're starting to see the size come.
Yeah.
It's starting to help when you're pushing around bigger teams,
Oh, yeah.
and it's paying off. It's paying off. Now, obviously, like at 1 and 2, you're like, is it paying off? But it is, because if you weren't doing it,
Maybe worse.
we did have we have a little a comment from Coach Logan.
Oh,
boy.
It says, can Isaiah give me the number to his barber? It's crisp.
Oh boy. I'm surprised because he's usually one that's like, who cut your hair? Who cut
Yeah.
your hair?
He's probably just busting your
He's
chops.
a hater.
Yeah, 100%.
So you feel like the weight program's helping right? It's helping out.
Yeah.
What the addition of cameras and taping the practices. So what else is really truly helping, the program moving forward now? Like, because let's be honest, like you said, you finally got a winning season back. Yeah, you're not where you are right now. It's early in the year.
Yeah.
But what else? What are some of the other things that maybe people don't see or don't know about
Like I
that
said,
are helping turn it
This
around?
goes on all year.
Yeah.
The 7-on-7. We're together with the team during the Super Bowl, during the draft party.
Yeah.
We
Just
have all kinds
chemistry
of gatherings
things.
where the kids are getting along with the other kids and building chemistry.
And then also last year, my godfather, who's a coach on Modified, his name's Coach Cruz, he started up this leadership council. So it's basically the captains, and we meet once a week and like just try to learn new skills to get guys excited, leadership things, and try to like make other people better, not just
football.
And that's been going on for a while.
So as a human
But that's
person,
to
Right,
make
right,
other
right,
people
yeah,
better.
yeah.
exactly.
So that helps out
Well, it does.
because it helps them become a better leader to the other kids.
Well, and on top of it, you're trying to take away some of the, stigmatism that's attached to football when you're like, it's a violent sport and these things happen. And of course, like, if a group of kids are screwing around in a lunchroom, they're going to point out the football player. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of always happens.
Yeah.
So to have that leadership council, it really helps. You sit here and you think about all these things. How you say your JV numbers are good, your modified numbers are good. What's the future of Kingston football look like?
Yeah, as these teams come up, I know the not the Pop Warner, what's the other league
Modified.
below
Like
modified?
D1,
The D1.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah.
Those kids are really good.
Modified just won yesterday.
Yeah.
Too, I think.
Yeah.
They beat Marlboro.
And then the same thing with the lifting program. Like those, it's not just varsity going through that. It's
Yeah, it's not just
everyone,
varsity.
everyone's
It's the
going
whole
through that.
program.
And-
Right. So right now it's a pipeline. You
Yes.
got right. So
And we want those younger kids to come in as 9th graders,
Yes.
10th
Right.
graders. Come on in and let's learn.
now on one end of it, right, you guys are getting the benefits because it started more recently where you got the leadership council and you got the weight room that just was
The
redone.
leadership goes down to JV and it goes down to Modified too. They have their
Right.
group of kids that will
who
be
are
moving up.
leader, yeah, exactly.
But right, and as you're looking at it though, right, it's not. You guys are seeing some of the rewards, but the rewards are going to come
Yeah,
over the next
right.
5 to 10 years if you
Sure.
stay in this,
Mhm.
because now you're setting the foundation
Yeah.
for now weight room,
Yeah.
leadership. The numbers are coming up, the style, everything's on tape.
Yeah.
So now, do you do that through the modified program too? Do they tape it or?
I'm pretty sure they record the game. They don't record
Just the
practice,
game?
Yeah,
though.
I know when I was down there, we recorded the games, but we didn't have the people to do practice.
Yeah.
Now if you're out, you're hurt,
Yeah.
you're
on
not allowed to record. You're not playing, you're recording. And we tell the kids you're like an audio video class there, so
Right.
they are definitely recording.
Do you guys go to regular gym at your school or no? When you're football, you're in
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, we go. We have
Oh,
the
you
same
go to
gym
regular.
class.
Oh, you do go to
Yeah,
gym.
third period.
So it's funny because I asked this to every player that comes on here, because some schools, when you're a varsity athlete, you don't have to go to gym because you're a varsity athlete, and they go and they lift as gym, which I think you should do.
Right.
Because
That's
why?
what you guys do, right?
Yeah.
Your gym class is
And
lifting.
Oh,
we have
that's just
access
it.
To the weight room.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so that makes sense then.
Yeah, their gym is lifting.
And that makes the difference. That's how you can get your lift in during the day, where like
And then again at night.
right,
So
like where we are, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You're playing ping pong or whatever the sport is of the week.
I mean, there's other things you can do. You can walk,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah.
What's the things you can do in gym
Yeah, so
besides?
the whole class
walk?
comes together, and then Coach Q will take us to the weight room, and he's like, "All right, this is the lesson for the day. Now you guys go lift, do your thing." So
And there's other things you can do if you don't want to lift.
And it's good. It's good for you. Yeah.
Right, but I would imagine the football players lift.
No, you better be lifting.
You better be lifting. Yeah, like a check mark.
Yeah.
Hey, you were here, you weren't here,
Right.
you did your lifts.
Like I said, we have pictures up in the school. If like some of you guys have a certain 300-pound or you're squatting so much.
If your
Right.
total's above 1,000 pounds, you get put.
So we put pictures up in the weight room of these kids that are doing it to show the other kids, hey, you can get there too. Because they all weren't big, when they were in
Right.
9th and 10th grade.
Right.
They've gotten this big.
Yeah. I mean, like I've known Troy since he
Yeah.
was 11.
Yeah.
So like to watch him go and change over
Yeah.
these years to like where you're like Jesus Christ, you got pretty big. What do you think the future for Kingston football looks like?
I'm interested to see what happens next year with all these seniors leaving. But if the kids from JV come up and if they're ready, the skill positions, the quarterback, they should be set. Really,
Right.
Set.
Well, if you got a good running back and a
the
good quarterback
D-line
right now, you got
will be pretty
2
set.
more years with them.
Yeah, the D line should be pretty
You
set.
got a stud.
We got
on
some
the
young
line.
big guys coming up for the O line.
You remember
too.
Maddox?
Yeah,
from Socrates?
yeah.
He's tearing it up.
He's a stud.
And what grade's he in now?
He's 11th.
He's 11th grader now, so he'll have another year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've had a number of kids come through that are now in the Kingston program, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so next year is going to be like the telltale year of where it's going.
You never know. You really don't because
Kids grow, so
they grow and they change. I mean, you got
Maturity,
Wood
too.
and you got some of those other guys.
Briggs.
They're big.
Briggs.
Briggs is a big kid too.
Briggs is a big boy.
They're 11th graders now. You never know.
Yeah.
Every year.
One of our corners is our corner, and one of our safeties are juniors too, and they're both good players. So.
yeah.
You never know.
During the school year, how do you guys go about recruiting kids to come play football? Or like last year for this year?
Oh yeah, if I see you in the hallway and you're bigger than me, you're hearing it. And every day I'm gonna see you, I'm gonna say the same thing to you. You better be.
Now, have you found any diamonds in the rough there where you drag
Last year
somebody
we
in and
did.
all of a sudden
Yeah,
Last year
he's a
we-
gamer?
Our kicker and one of our starting safeties now. We
Mhm.
begged this dude to play for years. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll come out, and now he's backup quarterback, a little bit of receiver,
Great safety.
great safety,
Kicker.
and he's our kicker.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it takes the kids a little bit, before they can get the permission to come play.
Andrea
Easy
Sass
to look
says
for.
Isaiah recruits everyone everywhere. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the guys from Aniora were on here last week. The first week it was the guys from Socrates. And that's always the question. Do you go out and you do your recruit? And it does matter.
Listen, he throws shot put, right?
Yep.
They're always looking for the kids there. He's some big kids.
Yeah.
Right now, you got a couple of kids from the track team, right?
yeah, oh yeah, we got
Miles.
He's
Miles
fast.
is like
State,
he went to
Olympic
state
fast.
fast.
States
Yeah.
for a 100 meter relay.
You never know who's going to join the team every year.
Right. And now the kid, like you said, that was the safety and all this.
Yeah.
Now is he a football player?
Listen,
You know what I mean? Like, so we had a kid that we
teaching him everything
recruited.
in his senior year, so he's
He's a
senior.
senior.
So
Oh, yeah.
we're teaching him, and he's got great potential. I wish he would have came out 2 years ago.
Right.
Now he's nailing field goals.
Yeah,
35. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
So-
a big game changer.
I think as the season gets closer to the end, he's going to become one of these players. It's like, are you going to make him a receiver? Can you do this? Can you do that? He's already a great safety.
Right. Right. And now it's
God,
just
we
like,
have
so
more
it's like
time.
one of those, like, not too little, too late, but hey, you waited all this time till you finally
Right, but he's
played.
only got 3 games into his career, and I
Right.
don't know if he watches football.
Right.
So
Well,
we're
do you
teaching him football.
Do you guys watch football? Honestly, do you guys watch football?
Yeah, of course.
Do you really?
I really
Because
do.
a lot of
they
kids,
don't.
they
They
only
do.
watch, like,
No,
they don't
we
really
quiz
watch
him
it.
too. Yeah.
You'd say, hey, watch the Jets-Giants game. And they'd be like, they don't really watch football like that.
Yeah, we know the Giants are on right now.
Oh, yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
God, I hope
Are you
it
guys all
matters.
Giants fans?
I'm a Jets fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Giants.
poor you. Poor Aaron Rodgers. You want me to check the score? I'll check the score. I'll check the score.
I know it's
for you
bad.
guys. Yeah, because it's 49ers, right?
Yeah.
It is 3-3. 3
Oh,
minutes to
wow.
go in the first quarter.
Wow.
Let's go.
No Saquon today, right?
No,
Yeah, he's
or
out.
Andrew
And
Thomas.
the whole O-line is
The whole O-line's out. Some key
Did
defense
anybody
lines.
see Dallas Cowboys play week 1?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I'm only, but yeah, I'm
You're
coming.
such a hater.
You guys beat me too.
You and Logan blowing up my phone. You're not even a
I didn't
Cowboys
say
fan.
a word to you, bro.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
That was
yeah.
bad.
So you guys watch football, right?
Yeah.
And you're a Jets fan. Like
Yeah.
that had to be heartbreaking for you. 3
Yeah.
plays into
Yeah.
everybody was
You
so
weren't at the
pumped.
game, were you?
What?
Were you at the game?
No, I wasn't at that game.
How did you recover from that?
Zach Wilson, baby. What are you talking about?
I don't think that kid's gonna be bad, honestly. Like last week, what do you do? Like
Yeah.
Cowboys probably have the top defense in the league.
Cowboys.
And they
did.
And
don't have
you know
Michael
what I mean?
Parsons,
Right.
What are you gonna do?
So you're not gonna face that every week, that animal every week. So you kind of give the kid a pass there.
Yeah.
He did come back and win that game against Buffalo.
In
So-
OT. So.
Yeah, that's a big game beating Buffalo. It's
Right.
a real big game.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever use like moments like that as teaching lessons for your own team?
Yeah, we could talk about it. You know, definitely brought that up, but
Yeah. What's the
Gotta
biggest
pick the right
challenge
team.
for you as a coach this year compared to any other year?
for me, I'm always trying to figure out the rotation. You know, I got my 3 guys are going to go in, and now the 4, the 5, the 6. Who is it? I told the kids at practice, you saw it this week. Earn your spot right now. I'm putting up 2 kids to 2 offensive guys and 1 defensive guy. Split him. Get by him. Show me why you should be playing over the next guy. And I'm like, that's the 4th guy right there. Show me why you're better than him.
Right.
And because he can't go both ways the whole game.
Right.
I can't do it. So I want to keep them fresh. I need a rotation. So trying to figure out who that 3rd and 4th guy to rotate in.
Yeah, we were successful against Washingtonville with
Yeah.
that rotation too.
Yeah, it was working.
I'm looking up from like my linebacker sense. I'm like, oh, he's just came in.
Yeah,
Hajj
trying
was
to keep
screaming.
fresh.
Yeah, Hajj was turning around, screaming, everything,
Yeah.
getting guys in at fresh
You know,
legs.
especially the center, because if he gets tired, he's going to
Yeah.
snap it over the guy's head or something, But
Yeah.
yeah. So we try to get him out, before on a second down. We'll get him in. He'll come in for 2nd and 3rd, and we'll rotate guys in that way.
Right.
Just to get everybody a break. Oh, it's almost the 3rd quarter. Get him out. Get another guy in.
Now, do you get a good measure of your team when you do that? Because like, hey, who wants to be in right now?
Yeah. No, we got some guys that are always trying to get in, but just because you want to be in, don't mean you should be in.
Right. To prove it, are they proving it?
I give a chance every practice.
Right.
Listen, we're not going, through practice just to go through it.
Right.
You can earn your spot.
You want to be in. Here's where you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always open. I got my 3 guys. You could beat one of them, I'll take him out. I don't care.
Right. It's only going to help the offense.
Yeah. Because if he doesn't have to go so much on defense, he could be better on offense.
Right.
I wish he could just go one way. But until we get everything filled out in the D line, he has to go both ways.
How many players do you think go both ways?
Starting, it would be you, me, one of our starting corners, or one of our starting safeties.
Does
So
Darren?
No, Darren doesn't go both
6.
ways.
So more than half play
Yeah.
both ways.
They're on special teams.
Right.
And our punters are starting tight end.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's something that leads to it's like the attrition, right?
Right.
Eventually, by the end of it, so you're wearing down.
Right, and that's why we tell these kids, hey, the day before, drink this, do that. Some of these kids, they've been to school day, they're eating school food. And then they're coming to a game at 7 o'clock at night. They've had nothing to eat. They're out of energy.
So you just brought up a point. I was just getting ready to go there. How do you guys? How's your booster club? How's these things? Like, do you have a pretty decent booster club?
Yeah.
And like, do they ever feed you guys, or how's that operate?
Right, go ahead, you tell them about the last game. Before the last game, what happened?
What?
With the dinner?
Oh
Go ahead.
yeah. So our booster club does a good job. Was it before? What was the time that they
I think it
brought
was
us
before
from-
Washingtonville.
Before Washingtonville, we played that game on a Thursday, so it was a real short week.
Yeah.
Wednesday night we had
We watched film.
we watched tape, and like coach went over like, all right, this is what we're doing. Get this done. Blah blah blah. Take care of your bodies. And then he got us all food. So we had a bunch of food from like our booster club, and like coach ordered
Pasta, salads,
Yeah, salad.
garlic knots.
And then we
protein.
all just sat there and ate and watched tape. Like it was a good time too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like we're getting stuff done. We're getting stuff done, having a good time with our.
After every game,
Got
we have
stickers.
Savonas. They got pizza that comes by for us after every game.
Yeah.
So
Like
so they go
15,
out and they
20
get a
boxes.
sponsor from
Yeah.
Savona's,
Yeah.
and they're sponsored through the
Yeah,
booster club.
they're at every game.
So
Back
do
in
you-
high school.
do you like when your games are over? Do they feed you? Is that how it works?
So you get back to high school.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sabonis take care of us.
Yeah, and so what's that do for you, like your program, for you guys, and as a coach to know that you got a booster club that supports things like
No,
that?
it's fantastic. I feel great that they can go to war, win or lose, come back, and hey, we get them all something to eat, and
Right.
there's plenty of food. There's always plenty.
And now, is it anything beyond food? Like, do they help like with equipment? Or?
Yeah, I mean, well, the school's got the equipment, but we'll have the senior shirts, the senior posters, the senior this and that.
Yeah.
The moms are running a lot of that, and I know they got a lot of cool stuff planned out.
Yeah, you get in these moments and you're like, what makes a football team go?
It's everybody.
It's everybody.
Oh, it's everybody.
It's everybody, and it's hard when it's just a small group. You need a rather large group. What's your guys' goals for the rest of the season? Obviously, you're going to want a winning record, right?
Yeah.
But and
Our goal is to get to
playoffs.
the playoffs.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
100%.
I
I
want
want to get there. Let's try to get a W at the
in a
playoffs.
playoff game.
Yeah. Now, and what would you think is the biggest challenge? Newburgh is going to be. I mean, I know they went to the state championship last year.
It's between
They're
those
highly-
three teams. Monroe.
I think
Cornwall
between
State
Monroe
Cornwall.
and Middletown, we got to get one of those.
Yeah.
You got to win. You got to knock off one of the big
Why
ones.
not? Why not?
And again, that can really push you over the hump. Momentum's is a big thing. Is there anybody you guys like want to thank, or things that you're not thinking of? Like you sit here and you talk and you do this, and are there anybody you want to thank, or anybody that's like unsung, it's kind of in the background that you really want to show some love to? And
Listen, we got some kids that come to practice, and they're not playing in the games. Styles.
Yeah.
This kid gets his butt kicked all the time. He's blocking. Troy's blocking into him. He's going down. He gets up, back and forth, back and forth. He's a tough kid.
He shows up.
He's not a big
Every
kid,
day.
but he's tough. He's always there. I wish I could get him more playing
how do you
time.
not call that kid Rudy, bro?
He's a Rudy. He's a Rudy. There.
You know what I mean?
But,
How do you not call him? But it makes him better.
This kid's out there. They'll get hit. They go down. They're hurt. They're sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
He gets. How many times have you knocked him down in practice, and he gets up every time?
5 yards.
He's getting blown up. He's a tough kid.
Yeah.
I wish he was bigger and we could play him more.
And then, like, as a linebacker, he's scout team offensive line, and he's giving me a look. I'm like, dude, thanks. Like, honestly, for real, like, thanks for giving me a look.
Because you're giving me a real look.
Because now I'm
Yeah,
getting
sometimes he
better.
doesn't have to be, making the perfect block, but if he's stepping right and you get
And
to
I
see,
see that
he's going lefty, he's going right.
Exactly.
It's helping you with your look.
Yeah, mentally. Not,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a player who, like you said, he doesn't get a lot of playing time, but he's in there doing the right things to make the team better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing the little things to make it better.
And do you ever use him as like an example to show like the rest of the team, like, listen, this is a guy that
I spoke to him
needs
today
more
about
attention.
this. I spoke to him. I said, dude, you're doing a great job. I said, just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll find a way to get him in, here and there. You have to. You have to. But he's always wanting to help clean the fields up, and because we got a whole bunch of stuff that's always out after every practice, and he's one of those guys. He's always there.
And what grade's he in?
He's a senior.
Yeah.
Is he a senior? Yeah.
He's been around the program forever.
He's modified.
Right?
He was on the modified squad.
Forever.
So going forward, right? We're at week technically it's 4, but they're calling it 3. Where do you guys see yourselves at the end of the season, like record wise? What do you see?
I want to win.
Do you see like above 500?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, we just have to keep everything together. Everything has to stay together. We can't fall apart and mentally break.
Right. Were you guys in the playoff last year? Or you just missed it, even though you had a winning season?
5-4, and we didn't play Poughkeepsie because they have enough players, so we would beat them. We'd been 6-4.
Well, they forfeited, so technically
Right.
we got the
We didn't get the WW, but
Yeah.
so we had no week 0 last year.
Right. So above 500 playoff game.
Yeah.
You too, Troy? That's where you see?
Yeah, he got hurt last year too. He missed a few games.
At the end of the year.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to like really talk about? Anything you
Who else
like?
you want to thank?
Anything else?
Wanna thank
Anything
the
we
trainer?
missed?
Yeah.
Anything we missed that we didn't talk about that you thought we might have talked about or covered?
You want to talk about your Jets some more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jets and Jets. Let's go.
Your poor guy.
Yeah.
Jets fans are delusional. They always think their year's their year.
Every year.
It's just like the Cowboys. They're so good to get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Same thing.
Yeah, listen, we're all the same.
Yeah. Your
We're
boy
all-
Only
Trayvon
one
went
team's
down.
going to win every year.
See
You know?
Trayvon went down.
Who did?
Trayvon Diggs tore
Oh,
his
did he?
ACL in practice.
Really?
Yeah. Today.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I seen that.
Serious note, every college team should have players like these two. They're the real deal. Coach Logan.
Thank you, Coach.
So, you guys have a good following. A lot of people touch the program. A lot of people are involved. Not having a home field really sucks.
That's tough.
And you know what really burned me is for like almost a full year they didn't touch Deet Stadium.
George, they told us our last game,
I
November
remember
last
that,
year,
yeah.
clean out everything. They're starting the project the next day.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing until like
Nothing. They had
September.
They had no track season
Right.
in the spring.
For no reason.
Nothing. For
And
no
then they
reason.
finally are like, okay, we're being dumb. Now, we're
Keep
gonna
in
let you
mind,
come. Yeah.
These are the COVID kids. So when they were in 8th grade, they had no moving up.
Right.
So where's their graduation going to be this year?
Yeah.
Not at Dietz.
Nope.
It's just they're
Yeah.
they're getting screwed every which way you can.
They messed that project though.
Yeah.
They
And then
just
Monroe gets it done in the summer.
well, and think about it. They just refurbished the locker rooms 2 years ago on the home side.
Right.
They should have just torn down the visitor side, put a brand new side,
faced it that way.
right, and then just
You
left
change
the
that
old one
field,
as the
put some
visitor.
New lights up, new scoreboard, and
Listen, the poles are there. All you gotta do is put new lights
they
up,
work.
new
They're all
turf.
going now.
But I'm saying you
Yeah.
could have just put new lights
Sure.
up, put a new side on the visitor side, make that the new home side,
Yeah.
and it would have been done by the season because we had mild winter
Yep.
and it was nice all spring.
Now you think it's be ready by next season?
Nope,
Hell no.
nope.
No
And
way.
so now it carries over another year of
Yep.
not being home.
Another generation has
Right.
to suffer. Exactly.
Yeah.
And, it's unfortunate. There's no way it'll be ready by next year. I doubt
Yeah,
it.
this is the first time I put this jersey on.
It's the first time.
Oh yeah, because you guys haven't worn
Anywhere.
home. You've been
Yeah,
wearing
always
white the
wearing
whole
white.
time.
First time I put this.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
3 home games.
and you're wearing white again this weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah,
You guys
thanks
did
for
great.
having
I'm glad.
Anytime.
Good luck the rest of the way. I always follow you. I've known you since you were a little kid. I've seen you. Did you work at Dick's or something?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I keep tabs on these guys, and I appreciate you coming on. Like I said, good luck the rest of the way. I hope everything works out for you. If you get a playoff game, we'll come back and we'll do it again.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. All right. So this is In the Huddle with Gmac. We will be back next week. I don't have anybody lined up at this time. It's scheduling and it's Friday night games and everything. But we will have somebody in the seat next week. Come back next week. Have a good